Your brain tells unbelievable stories every night. Some of them may begin before you are fully asleep. Some vanish before your feet even hit the floor. Some borrow sounds from your real bedroom. Some happen when your body is asleep, but your mind knows it. Some may visit people who have never seen. Some may replay inside sleeping rats on tiny tracks. Some get louder after lost REM sleep. Some repeat the same fear for years. And science still cannot tie every piece together. By the end, dreams may feel less like movies and more like unsolved messages. So let's count down the strangest dream facts researchers still wrestle with. At number 15, the biggest dream fact is also the most frustrating. Scientists still cannot fully explain why humans dream. Some theories say dreams help process emotion, store memories, or rehearse danger, but no single idea explains every dream. Even the best models explain pieces of dreaming, not the full, messy parade of nonsense, memory, emotion, and surprise. That matters because dreaming happens so reliably that it looks less like a glitch and more like biology. Your brain spends enormous energy building dream worlds, and researchers still argue about what the payoff actually is. At 14, dreaming is not locked inside REM sleep the way older textbooks once suggested. REM dreams are usually vivid and movie-like, but late-night non-REM dreams can feel surprisingly similar. Some early non-REM experiences are brief snapshots, while others later at night grow into full narratives. That means sleep stages and dream experiences can split apart instead of matching perfectly every time. So the simple rule of REM equals dreams turned out to be way too neat for real brains. And if the rulebook already broke this early, the next mystery gets even slipperier. At 13, dreams are famous for disappearing almost instantly after you wake. Researchers think the sleeping brain is in a memory-unfriendly state, especially during REM, when normal recall systems work differently. That may be why writing a dream down immediately works so much better than trusting your sleepy morning memory. Dreams also lack ordinary anchors like clocks, locations, and real-world context, which makes them harder to store. So even emotional dreams can evaporate before you reach for your phone, leaving only a weird emotional aftertaste. At 12, babies spend about half their sleep in REM, far more than adults. That sounds like newborns should be dreaming non-stop, but science cannot tell us what infant dreaming actually feels like. We can measure the sleep stage, but we cannot ask a newborn what any of it felt like. A baby's brain is active, developing, and swimming in REM, yet the inner experience remains basically unreachable. So one of the dreamiest stages of human life is also one of the least explainable. And now the mystery stops being about age and starts getting wonderfully stranger. At 11, blind people dream too, which instantly wrecks the lazy idea that dreams are just movies in your head. People who became blind later in life often keep visual imagery in dreams because their brains still have stored images. The remarkable part is that the brain can reorganize dream experience around the senses a person actually uses. People blind from birth usually report dreams built more from sound, touch, smell, taste, and spatial feeling. So dreaming seems less like simple seeing and more like the brain building reality from whatever senses it has. At 10, your sleeping brain can steal from the outside world without fully waking up. Studies show sounds and touch can sometimes slip into dreams, especially when the brain can weave them into the story. A sound might become an alarm in the dream, while a touch might turn into a tap on the shoulder. Smells seem less likely to appear directly, but they can still tint the emotional mood of a dream. One idea is that dreams protect sleep by absorbing outside signals instead of letting them yank you awake. But the next step is wild, because sometimes that outside interference helps people realize they are dreaming. At 9, lucid dreaming is real enough to be tested in sleep labs, not just bragged about online. In a lucid dream, the sleeper stays physically asleep, while becoming aware that the dream is a dream. Because those eye signals are pre-planned, researchers can separate genuine lucidity from fuzzy guesswork after waking. Researchers verify that state with prearranged eye signals because your eyes can still move during REM sleep. That turns lucidity from a cool story into a measurable event with a timestamp scientists can track. At 8, scientists pushed that idea further and actually exchanged simple messages with dreamers during REM sleep. In one famous setup, sleeping volunteers heard questions like easy math problems and answered with agreed eye movements. It is not full conversation, but it is enough to prove the sleeping mind is not completely sealed off. Multiple labs pulled this off, which means the dreaming mind can sometimes receive information and reply in real time. That is astonishing because it turns dreams from sealed-off movies into moments of limited two-way communication. And if humans can answer from dreams, you can probably guess where researchers looked next. At 7, animals may dream too, and the evidence got especially spooky in sleeping rats. MIT researchers trained rats to run a circular track, then recorded matching hippocampal firing patterns during REM sleep. That replay hints that sleep may help strengthen memory, even in animals that cannot describe a single image. About half the REM episodes replayed the same signature seen when the rats were awake on the track. Scientists cannot ask a rat what it saw, but the sleeping brain looked uncannily like memory replay. At 6, missing REM sleep can make dreams roar back louder than usual. This rebound effect happens when REM has been suppressed by sleep loss, stress, or some drugs and substances. People sometimes notice this after chaotic schedules, medication changes, or finally catching up on sleep. When REM returns, it can come back longer, denser, and much more vivid than normal. So sometimes bizarre dreams are not random at all. They are your brain trying to reclaim lost REM time. And the next mystery explains why some dream stories refuse to leave your life for years. At 5, recurring dreams often circle the same threats again and again. One study found about 2/3 of recurrent dreams contained at least one threat aimed at the dreamer. That repetition suggests the brain is circling unfinished stress, but researchers still debate exactly what the loop is for. That supports the idea that dreams may rehearse danger, but the evidence is only mixed, not final. People often defend themselves in those dreams, yet they rarely escape cleanly, which makes the repetition even stranger. At 4, sleep paralysis shows how violently dreaming and waking can collide. During REM sleep, your body is naturally paralyzed so you do not act out the dream. Sleep paralysis happens when awareness returns before that muscle shutdown fully lifts, leaving you awake but unable to move. That is why people may sense an intruder, chest pressure, or a looming presence while technically trapped between states. And this is where dreams stop feeling poetic and start feeling almost mechanical. At 3, pain can show up in dreams, even though researchers once thought dreaming might not represent pain well. The best evidence suggests dream pain is rare, but it does happen, especially when real sensations break into REM sleep. In older lab work, some sleepers folded real discomfort directly into dream scenes instead of waking immediately. That means the dream brain can sometimes translate pain into story, but nobody fully knows the rules. At 2, dreams may help creativity, but the science is still not neat enough for a clean final answer. Modern studies on sleep onset suggest that brief early dreams can boost creative thinking more than staying awake. MIT researchers even guided nap dream themes and found people became more creative on tasks tied to those themes. So dreams may sometimes remix ideas in useful ways, but exactly when and why that happens remains unsettled. And the last fact is the one that makes every other mystery feel even bigger. At 1, your brain can generate an entire conscious world while largely cut off from the room around you. You can see places, hear voices, feel motion, fear danger, and believe impossible things without noticing the logical cracks. That ability is one of neuroscience's strangest achievements, because consciousness keeps running even when reality is mostly unplugged. So the biggest fact about dreams is also the biggest mystery. Your sleeping brain is a world builder we still barely understand. If this changed the way you think about sleep, keep that curiosity close the next time your brain goes wandering. The next time a dream fades, remember your mind just built a private universe and erased most of the evidence. If one of these facts hit hardest, drop it in the comments because dream stories get personal very quickly. And if this blew your mind, there is a whole playlist of strange facts waiting for your next late-night spiral. Share this with a friend who says dreams mean nothing, because science is still arguing about that after all. Until the next rabbit hole, sleep weird, stay curious, and let your impossible little nighttime movies keep surprising you.